Logan Paul, the YouTuber who somehow manages to be everywhere, whether you like it or not. Whether he's getting banned from entire countries, making questionable business decisions, or turning personal issues into drama-filled content, Logan's life is basically a reality show no one asked for. Seriously, this guy's made more headlines for his antics than most celebs make in a lifetime. If you thought you've seen it all, well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into everything wrong with Logan Paul. Sorry to interrupt, but Logan Paul just bet his entire Pokemon card collection you'll hit subscribe. Thanks. Loud beginnings. Before Logan Paul was a household name, he was just another guy on Vine screaming his way to the top. Yep, in the early days, Logan was the king of over the top. Look at me. I'm crazy stunts that mostly involved yelling, pranking his friends, and jumping off things for no reason at all. His formula? Scream plus chaos equals internet fame. And boy, did it work. 9 million Vine followers by 2016. All wondering why they cared. Then YouTube hit, and Logan unleashed a disaster of epic proportions. He turned every petty argument with Jake into a full-on content storm. Because nothing screams family bonding like fighting over stolen hats or who pulled the best prank, right? Their sibling spats became a gold mine for views, and his channel quickly became a chaotic, unhinged circus that made you wonder if he had any idea what reality even was. Streets, stores, public spaces? Nothing was safe from his obnoxious antics. From screaming in the middle of traffic to turning stores into personal chaos zones. But hey, at least it made for some great content. Filming in Japan disrespectfully. Remember the infamous 2017 trip to Japan? This was truly a masterclass in how to disrespect an entire culture while running around screaming his head off in a kimono and conical hat, turning Tokyo into his personal megaphone for chaos. Logan kicked off his cultural tour by throwing coins into a sacred shrine's wishing well, and wishing for hella bitches, because nothing says respect like defiling sacred spaces for cheap laughs. Then, at Tsukiji Market, he was shoving fish and raw squid in unsuspecting strangers' faces, and, in the end, left them behind on a moving car. But wait, there's more! Logan, ever the prankster, threw on a Pikachu onesie and decided to throw Pokeballs at random people, including a police officer and a restaurant owner. He also decided to run into a store to buy a Game Boy.
How much? 9,500?
Only to smash it on the ground and demand a refund because it was apparently broken. And then, of course, there's the infamous grand finale, filming a tragic incident in the eerie Aokigahara forest. Because why wouldn't you turn a sensitive, tragic moment into viral content for a real vlog, right? With lines like, "Yo, are you alive?" Logan casually grinned his way into one of the biggest backlashes ever. It's almost impressive how he managed to hit a new low by turning human suffering into clickbait, proving he was really willing to cross any line for views. Crypto scams. In June of 2021, Logan introduced Dink Doink, a meme coin with a ridiculous cartoon coil mascot that screamed joke from the start, until he hyped it to his fans, who poured their money into a pump and dump scheme. CoffeeZilla revealed Logan pocketed $100,000 to $200,000 from insider deals, while his followers were left with nothing, venting online as they watched their investments vanish. Then, in September of 2021, Logan decided to release his own NFT game called Crypto Zoo that promised fans they could buy digital eggs, hatch cartoon animals, and breed them for profit. Imagine Pokemon, but with more scam and fewer actual Pokemon. Hyped up on Impulsive as a $1 million passion project, Logan convinced his fans they'd be rolling in cash. Instead, they ended up with digital eggs that hatched into stock photos and a game that never saw the light of day. Surprise, surprise. Developers bailed, claiming they hadn't been paid, leaving fans holding the bag. Enter CoffeeZilla's 2022 expose, which called it a $2.5 million rug pull. Oh, and blockchain detectives like ZachXBT found that Logan's team dumped tokens early. Shocking. Fans lost millions. Some sunk $40,000, others wiped out their life savings, while Logan, ever the professional, played the victim, blaming conmen for his downfall. 2023, Logan dangled a $1.8 million payback carrot, But instead of cash, he bet $1 million on his Dylan Dennis fight. Priorities, right? By 2025, most victims still haven't seen a dime, with lawsuits piling up and the legal battle ongoing. It's a prime example of how celebrity-endorsed crypto ventures can leave fans high and dry while the stars walk away unscathed. Sending lookalike to BBC interview. In 2024, Logan pulled off an absolute masterstroke of PR genius by sending a lookalike to his scheduled BBC interview. Yep, that's right. Instead of facing tough questions about his many controversies, Logan decided to outsource his appearance to someone who looked vaguely like him. How charming. Was it to avoid talking about his messy past? Absolutely, because nothing says accountability like hiring a body double. It's the perfect move if you want to stay relevant while dodging any actual responsibility. Fans were furious, and so was the BBC. But hey, at least Logan didn't have to sweat through answering anything remotely serious. Talk about taking ghosting to a whole new level. Fake colorblind claim. Back in 2018, Logan pulled off a stunt so unnecessary even the internet had trouble keeping up. He claimed he was colorblind for a video, presumably to garner sympathy points, only to admit later that it was all a prank. Great move, Logan. Nothing says trustworthy like faking a disability for a few laughs. Of course, fans weren't thrilled, especially those who actually live with color blindness. But this is Logan's world, and we're just living in it. For a guy who's all about authenticity, this was the perfect move to demonstrate that sometimes he's about as authentic as a reality TV show script. The Alyssa Violet betrayal. The Paul family drama reached a whole new level of chaos in 2017 when Logan got involved with his brother Jake's ex-girlfriend, Alyssa Violet. Rather than staying out of the feud, Logan jumped right into the mess, intensifying the public fallout. After Jake and Alyssa split in February, complete with cheating whispers and Logan allegedly snagging her, Alyssa teamed with Rice Gum for It's Every Night Sis in June, torching Jake's ego with billboard-worthy shade. Logan, never one to skip a circus, dropped The Fall of Jake Paul in July, bragging about hooking up with Alyssa and turning a sibling spat into a diss track showdown that Jake fueled with his own Logang Sucks jab. The whole spectacle felt more like a reality TV show than a family dispute, showcasing Logan's willingness to stir the pot for attention. While it brought a lot of views, it also highlighted just how far the Paul brothers would go for content. Vacation in Italy gone too far. In true Logan fashion during a vacation in Italy, he managed to break all kinds of rules. First, he decided to illegally fly a drone around Rome's historic Colosseum, ignoring any local regulation. And why not? Who doesn't love a trespassing charge when you're in a foreign country? Then, just for fun, Logan thought it'd be a great idea to jump into the Venice canals, making a splash in centuries-old surroundings while filming the whole thing for his vlog. Nothing says respecting culture like turning iconic landmarks into your personal playground. Logan clearly didn't see the historical value of Italy, opting instead to ruin it for some views. George Janko drama. Logan's impulsive podcast, known for its over-the-top antics and unfiltered drama, took a wild turn when co-host George Janko found himself caught in Logan's chaotic web. During one unforgettable episode, Logan mocked George's Christian faith, calling his beliefs, quote, effing silly and suggesting he needed therapy over Jesus. The fallout was immediate, with George storming off the set and fans torn over the heated exchange. Later that year, George decided to quit, citing the toxic environment, specifically Logan's disrespect for his religion. Logan, ever the spin master, claimed George left on his own, but George felt forced out after refusing to apologize for walking off during a tense episode with Bobby Lee. What followed was yet another chapter in Logan's reality show-style drama, turning personal conflicts into viral content at the expense of professionalism. Pet pig pearl abandonment. In 2023, Logan faced a major PR issue when his pet pig, Pearl, was found abandoned in a field, injured and in poor health. Logan had previously claimed she was rehomed responsibly to a ranch in 2021, even stating on X, "We made sure she was homed well." However, it became clear that his version of well meant losing track of her until she was left in a distressing condition. Fans were outraged, with many pointing out the inconsistency between Logan's public persona and the way he treated an animal. The incident raised serious concerns about his responsibility as a pet owner, highlighting how carelessly an animal's well-being can be overlooked. It's a reminder that owning a pet requires more than just a video for views. It's about proper care and commitment. The resurfaced lassoing women prank video. In 2014, Logan Paul and Sam Pepper thought it would be hilarious to lasso unsuspecting women on the streets of Santa Monica, telling them to give them a kiss before letting them go. The video, which was eventually deleted, resurfaced in June 2021, reigniting outrage and drawing heavy criticism for the blatant disrespect shown to the women involved. Viewers called out the prank for crossing the line into harassment, with many pointing out how such content was inappropriate. The stunt, which Logan and Sam likely saw as harmless humor, aged terribly, and the backlash made it clear just how far removed they were from understanding respect and boundaries. In hindsight, it's almost unbelievable that anyone thought this was acceptable content. But given Logan's history of misjudging what's appropriate for the internet, it's hardly surprising. The Maverick brand controversy. Logan's Maverick merch, launched in 2017 to push his loud rebel persona, hit a legal wall when Maverick Apparel LLC came swinging in 2018. The kids' clothing company threatened to sue, claiming Logan's brand had jacked their trademark and cost them $4 million in sales. So yeah, you can wear a Maverick hoodie and channel Logan's chaos. But don't be surprised when a real business calls you out for using a name that's already taken. The Maverick brand, inspired by his rebellious spirit and his beloved pet parrot, was soon caught up in a trademark dispute. A cease and desist from Maverick Apparel in January 2018 had Logan scrambling, but by 2025, no lawsuit had been filed. Likely settled quietly behind the scene. Maybe next time, Logan, do a little research before starting a clothing company. Banned from MrBeast collab in Egypt. Logan's global reach just keeps racking up no entry stamps, and by 2025, Egypt made the list. He revealed he couldn't join MrBeast's Epic Pyramid collab in February of 2025 because the Egyptian government slapped a ban on him. MrBeast got the green light for 100 hours in Giza's sacred tombs, but when Logan tried to tag along with a Jimmy, I love Pyramid, the Egyptian government shot him down with a firm "you can't come," or Jimmy can't either. It seems Logan's past controversies, like the Japanese forest incident and causing drama with drones in Italy, finally caught up with him. Egypt apparently wasn't ready to invite the chaos that Logan tends to bring. Looks like his reputation for reckless antics left him sidelined from one of the biggest YouTube collabs ever. Floyd Mayweather exhibition fight payment dispute. In 2021, Logan faced off with boxing legend Floyd Mayweather in a spectacle that barely resembled an actual fight. After the event, Logan cried foul, claiming Floyd didn't pay him in full. Because who better to get stiff by than Mayweather, right? Fans immediately started wondering if it was all just a cash grab, and honestly, who could blame them? There were no judges, no official winner, and the fight was all about the paycheck, with Logan's PPV cut potentially hitting $20 million from a $100 million pot. Floyd, of course, swaggered off with $65 million for barely breaking a sweat. Logan's whining about a few million missing turned it into a fan frenzy. Logang screamed, "Scam!" while X roasted him for getting a taste of his own crypto-zoo medicine. The No Handlebars music video. Logan's 2017 single No Handlebars aimed to parody the Flowbot's 2008 hit Handlebars, but it quickly became a masterclass in what not to do. The video drew major backlash for its objectification of women, notably featuring a scene where Logan rides the women like a bicycle. Oh, and let's not forget the genius move of stealing a sample from Flowbot's song without permission. The band filed a lawsuit in 2019, alleging that Logan had lifted substantial parts of their track and demanding royalties from the song. Because when you're trying to be a serious artist, nothing screams professionalism like stealing a sample and turning women into human accessories. Going gay for a month stunt. In 2019, Logan Paul dropped one of the most tone-deaf blunders in podcast history when he casually said he'd go gay for a month on his podcast.
It's male only March. We're gonna attempt to go gay for just 1 month.
For one month,
damn.
and then swing, and then go back.
Yes, because playing with someone's sexual orientation as a joke is hilarious, right? Many online, including the LGBTQ+ community, were understandably offended. Logan's flippant remark trivialized the complexities of identity, and it seemed like he just couldn't fathom why turning someone's orientation into a punchline might be a problem. It's as if Logan had never encountered the concept of respect before. Tasing rats. Back in 2018, Logan took his content to another new low by filming himself using a taser on 2 rats that were already deceased. Because why not? What better way to get attention than shocking animals that can't react? Unsurprisingly, the internet didn't find it funny, and Logan faced major backlash for his actions. His attempt at edgy content quickly turned into criticism, with many asking, what was he thinking? It's the kind of stunt that makes you wonder if Logan ever considers the consequences of his actions. Maybe if he focused more on responsibility and respect instead of pushing boundaries, he could have avoided yet another PR nightmare. Prime hydration overhyping. Since its 2022 launch, Logan and KSI's Prime has been marketed as a premium sports drink. Logan's been pushing Prime as the ultimate game changer, but critics and lawsuits have started questioning what's actually inside. Prime Energy's caffeine content raised serious concerns, especially with younger fans, leading to calls for an FDA investigation. Then, there's the trademark dispute with the US Olympic Committee, because why not throw in a lawsuit while you're at it? On top of that, Prime Energy faced bans in several countries for not following local ingredient regulations. Maybe next time, Logan and KSI should focus on making a drink that doesn't cause a legal headache. Unless, of course, they're trying to start the next lawsuit tour. And there you have it. Logan Paul's life is basically a non-stop roller coaster of chaos, pranks, and controversy. Love him or hate him, the guy knows how to stay relevant. So, what do you really think of Logan Paul? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.